everyone, and welcome to my channel, Mina in the Garden. I am so glad that you're here. In today's video, we are going to be focusing on planting garlic. Okay, y'all, so with life in the big city and a perfect warm fall day, you just never know when the noise will begin. So we did have to do a voiceover on this video, but that's okay. I did want to share with you all before I begin planting the importance of having nutritious soil before planting. A lot of times people don't understand that great harvests start with great soil. So you always want to make sure that you are adding organic matter back into your soil. Next, you want to know your garlic. The garlic varieties that I am planting are the hardneck varieties. And when planting garlic, you want to move that papery substance, but not all of it, because it is going to serve as a protective barrier throughout the winter months when you plant your garlic. When planting your garlic, you will be planting the pointy side facing up, and the flat side will be touching the soil. But before we get to that, you want to know the variety of garlic you're planting. Y'all, look at the size of that bulb. So this is a variety called the Georgia Fire. It will be my first time growing this garlic, but I've heard so many amazing reviews about it. When I separated the cloves, to my surprise, I only got four humongous size cloves of garlic. Now, if you're a person that buys garlic from the store, you would know that when you buy garlic, typically the outer cloves are usually the largest and the inner cloves are usually the smallest. Now, this garlic clove, I did not have any small garlic cloves at all, which was amusing to me. I was so surprised, and because of this result that I'm seeing so far, I am looking forward to seeing how this garlic grows in my garden. Y'all, just look at the size of this clove of garlic. I have never seen a garlic this humongous before. So another variety that I'm growing in addition to the Georgia Fire is the red chestnut variety, which is also a hardneck variety. And I'm learning that the hardneck varieties of garlic are very popular for being very flavorful and tasty in meals. So that's another reason for me choosing hardneck varieties. I have also planted a store-bought variety of garlic, the Spice World organic garlic. I have planted that in one of my beds, and I believe that is a soft neck variety. So I'm looking forward to seeing how all these garlics do in the garden. After separating the cloves of the red chestnut, I found that this one had cloves a lot more similar to store-bought. They were some large size cloves, but there were also small size cloves, and I will be planting them all. The first step that I'm taking before planting my garlic is adding a layer of compost back to the soil. Throughout the summer months, my tomatoes and my peppers and basil, everything I've had in this bed has been depleting a lot of the energy, a lot of the nutrients out of the soil. So making sure that your soil is healthy and rich is very important to a bountiful harvest. In addition to that, you want to break down any large clumps of soil. Loose, well draining soil is key to plants establishing a healthy root system. When planting garlic, timing is everything. Garlic is typically planted in late fall, which this time, first week in November, is a great time to get it in the ground. I believe my first frost date is actually coming up this week. So putting garlic in the ground in time for that cool weather is really important. There goes my daughter waving. So timing is everything when planting garlic. Garlic really needs those cooler months in order to establish that healthy root system in order for you to have nice size bulbs come the summer of the following season. So for me, that would be summer 2025. Some of the things that I'm adding to the soil would really help that garlic establish that strong root system, and that's some bone meal, which adds phosphorus. Um, Blood meal is a source of nitrogen. I also added some biotone, which is like a slow release starter plant fertilizer. And y'all just look at my daughter in the shadows in the fence, like she's hysterical. But I'm so grateful that she was out here helping me. The weather was beautiful, and it was a way to get her out of the house too. So now that we have that all added and mixed in, the next step I want to do is actually divide my bed. So my bed, this is a Vegega raised bed, and it is a 6x2 raised bed. So I am dividing that into a quadrant of four. Once I have that divided in four, I was doing that so that I have an idea where I would like to place my uh, garlic. So I wasn't sure. Again, it's a little bit past 6 inches. It's not exactly a 6x2. It is more like a 6.4 by 2. Listen, I don't know math, so don't hold me on that. So now that we have that divided nicely, I am just placing my garlic exactly where I would want it to do, where I would want them to go. um, I am not measuring, I'm using by eye because I've been planting for a little bit now. So I kind of have an idea where about 6 inches apart is. So I'm planting the garlic 6 inches apart, and they will be buried about 2 inches deep. About 2 to 3 inches deep are recommended, and what I'm doing is planting the Georgia fire on one side, and I'm planting the red chestnut on the other side. So this video is going to serve for me as a reminder of what direction I actually have things planted in. I do have this vinker in the front of the bed, and I was struggling if I wanted to get rid of it or not. And then I decided to keep it. I just want to see how long that it would actually last. To my surprise, I'm surprised that the Vinkers have actually lasted this long. Okay, so now that I have my garlic layered and positioned exactly where I need them to be, I am just going to take my time and pretty much just push them into the ground. I am not using any tool. I'm just going with my eye from experience. But y'all, look at how loose this soil is. Not only is the loose soil going to help with establishing great roots, but just think about the nice size bulbs that would be able to form because there are no obstructions. The soil will be loose, and I am just so excited to see what happens with this bed come 2025. So for the purposes of this video, I did grab a stick just to make some holes and stick it in the ground, but you can see that there's no struggle, there's no obstruction, and that should always be the goal when planting the garlic. It should just be a smooth process. Stick that garlic right into the ground, again, 2 to 3 inches deep. You want to make sure that the pointy side is facing up and the flat side is touching the soil. Once that is done, water that in. And for me, I am going to go ahead and add a layer of mulch. The mulch that I'm using, I purchased at Lowe's, and it is straw. And just going to layer it. So the straw is going to serve as um, insulation for the garlic through the winter months, but it's also going to serve to keep that moisture in. Another thing is throughout the winter months, you do not have to worry about watering the garlic because of the cooler temperatures and hopefully some snow and rain. The beds will stay nice and moist. You don't want those beds soggy because you don't want those garlic rotting underneath the soil. So now this bed is nice and covered and layered. We will get it mulched and it's one and done. Garlic has been planted for a 2025 harvest. I believe something I forgot to mention is making sure that wherever your garlic is planted, you will be able to get about 6 to 8 hours of sunlight when the springtime comes around of the following year. Garlic needs about 6 to 8 hours of sunlight in order to produce for you some nice size bulbs. And that's it. Garlic has been planted for a 2025 harvest. We will harvest this in about 9 months from now, God willing. Thank you all once again for your love and your support. If you're finding my channel for the very first time, welcome. I am so glad you're here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I am hoping that you stay around to see what happens with this garlic bed and hopefully we can harvest the bed together. Once again, thank you. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you do not miss out on any of my upcoming videos. I have so much more content I have to share with you all. I've been doing some traveling and enjoying some family time, but now that it's a little slower now, I'm going to have some time to put all this content together and put it out there for you all. We're also going to do some garden reflections of things that did well in the garden and things that did not do so well in the garden, and also some things that I'm not sure that I will be planting again. So make sure you all stay tuned, and I will catch you all in another video. Bye bye.